I'm 36 years old, and it shouldn't be that rare to be in your 30s and ripped. See, I'm a Christian, and I'm a fit Christian. There's an agenda, as I talked about in my previous live stream. There's an agenda to keep the masses weak. And the problem is that the average Christian is conformed to this world. So, the deep state, the satanic Illuminati that control this world from behind the scenes, they have an agenda to keep the masses controllable. And people that are unfit mentally and physically, people that are weak, unhealthy, and unfit, well, they're easy to control, basically. There's an agenda by the deep state to control the masses. They're control freaks, and they want to control the masses. I was wondering for a while what the government meant, and eventually I figured it out. Okay, so they're working to control your mind. They want to control the masses, and you control people mentally. You can control their physical behavior. See, that's how advertising works. They want a man to have low testosterone. A big part of how they have a man have low testosterone is to control your mind with advertisements. Buy all these. I post on my community page something I saw on Instagram or something like this on Facebook, and I shared on my community page. And hello, is that Leon's son or somebody else? I don't know. Anyway, here's a point. A lot of times I ignore the comments if I'm in the middle making a point, and then I take little breaks to see like, well, let's see what the comments were. So anyway, here's a point. There's an agenda to keep the masses weak. And here's the thing, I live in reality. The average Christian has been following blind leaders. And they're blind followers of blind leaders. And you have to be able to see to be able to show people the truth. See, let them alone for them to be blind leaders, or the blind if the blind lead the bush fall to the ditch. Do the Bible should leadership. You don't see them have testimonies of, well, one of our followers, they had severe allergies that were destroying their life and making them unable to work. And with Tom Segal here, starting to teach them God, health, fitness, wisdom, Tom Segal himself as a Christian has been overcoming several mental, physical health problems, pressing into the Lord and praying to God, and God has blessed him with health, fitness, wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, and he's able to help other Christians to prosper and be in better health physically now, and be edified physically. No, because he's not the type of person. He's a blind leader of the blind. He's an average American. He's average physically, average in knowledge. He doesn't make videos about none of what's an inside job or showing you hidden plain view truth in Hollywood movies. And the type of guys most likely wanted to think that I'm like one of these people who talk about in the recent lives like a mysticist, because I deal with things that are rare. There's no other person in the body of Christ, free gracer, that's making videos showing you the truth like I do. There's nobody else doing something even remotely similar. So it's like, well, we had to try to discredit these type of people as mysticists or something like this. Just like they have a false definition of legalism, where people like me who teach, yeah, as a Christian man, you should be disciplined. That's part of how to prosper and grow as a Christian, discipline. You should be like, I'm going to stop watching live porn websites, aquarium streams. I'm going to cut down on the sugar. I'm going to go low sugar. I'm going to start taking my vitamins every day, take supplements. This is discipline, and that's how to grow. I'm going to read the Bible. I'm going to pray every day. See, and they will, the definition of legalism, according to the Bible churches, if people are teaching that if you please God with your lifestyle, he can bless you, that's legalism according to them. There's like a bizarre definition of legalism. See, so if that's true, I'm a legalist, Edward P.F. is a legalist, Rafi Gordon is a legalist, pretty much any like Orthodox free gracer is a legalist, because like most Baptist pastors, most free gracers are going to be teaching discipline. It's like, hey, if you please God with your lifestyle, God can bless you. And if you yield to sin and you live wickedly and sinfully as a Christian, you'll have your life destroyed, which is like a curse. Okay. Do you fight Pacquiao? No, that's a dumb question. He's back on track. Yeah, so I don't know if that's Leon there. Ja Chang Channel. If that's Leon, if that was Leon past tense in an alt account or not. But I recognize his profile picture. So sometimes somebody shows up and it's like, yeah, you don't know immediately if they're an impersonator, somebody pretending to be like they sometimes the trolls know that I will block them if I know they're a troll. So sometimes they try act like they're not here to attack me for a while, like body trolling. And sometimes it's which is like light love bombing, which like they pretend to be a supportive viewer, because if I could tell that they're attacking me, they normally get blocked because I don't tolerate that, say. And sometimes they will pretend to be somebody that it's like they've seen a person show up in my chat sometimes not getting blocked and I'm friendly with them. Okay, and it's like, oh, let's make an account and pretend to be this person to not get blocked. Anyways, a point back on topic. Um, yeah, so there's an agenda to keep the masses weak, and they are afraid of you listening to me. They don't want you listening to me because I really can help you to grow and be strong. If you're a Christian, like a child of God, God has equipped me to be able to edify you and help you to grow and prosper and be in greater health mentally and physically and even spiritually. And the physical is part like a blind spot that there's nobody else that I've seen in the free grace faith on community that's doing like half of a job of protecting you physically. Beloved, I wish above all things that may prosper be in health, even as thy soul prospers. Have no more sugar, but have vitamin C water for thine inflammation, okay, and oft infirmities, okay. Have no high sugar diet that will lead to cavities, okay. Have vitamin C, like this type of stuff. So, I believe that God is for people having the right choice, see. So you don't want to think that gain of followers is godliness. They say, well, if God had made Mike able to lead Christians to better health, he would be like huge and have 6,000 likes on his videos, something like this. And like, no, I believe that God is for the right option being available to people. God is for the truth being available to people. There's going to be a lost person going to be able to get their hands on a King James Bible, so that if a person decides the Word of God, they can find it somewhere. See, they can go to a library, ask for the Word of God, and they will have like a spiritual section, and they have the King James Bible there. See, do you understand? So the wrong choice is often more popular, but God is for the right choice being available to people, so that people that seek and want the truth and want the right choice can get it. See? So if people would have been, I don't know, maybe this guy Ben from the UK, maybe he's been praying to God to be healthy or something like this, and that's why we cross paths. I won't be surprised. Maybe this guy Ben from the UK, he can answer for himself if he shows up again. Maybe he's prayed to God to be healthy or have a long life, or praying to be protected from disease or something like this. And the answer to his prayer is coming across me on YouTube. So a Christian that knows, because I've been taught by God, that knows how to prevent disease, how to deal with disease if you already have it, and things like this. Maybe he's been asking for strength, and I know how to teach strength. So anyway, if that's the case or not, he can answer for himself. But the truth is the truth, and people can believe the truth or not believe the truth. I'm gonna be out here speaking. So there's an agenda to keep the masses weak, because weak people are easy to control. So the satanic Illuminati deep state, there's an agenda to weaken the masses. And the problem is that the average Christian is conformed unto this world. Be not conformed to this world, but be transformed, say, by renewing of your mind. So There's an agenda to keep the masses weak because weak people are easy to control. And the average Christian is conformed to this world. Like a conformist is somebody that does what other people are doing around them, say. It's like they're peer pressure, like this is what most people are doing in my culture, so I'm gonna go along. Say, being conformed to this world. So the average American Christian eats a high sugar, no, the average American lost person, the average American eats a high sugar diet. The average Christian American eats a high sugar diet. The average lost American can't quote 3 Bible verses by heart, the biblical ignorant. The average Christian can't quote 3 Bible verses by heart. The average man in America watches porn at least once a week, playing with himself to it. And that's what the average Christian man does. See? Notice how this is conformism. And if you live like the lost world, you'll be weak, because there's an agenda to keep the masses weak, and how most people are living is how the deep state want them to live. The deep state satanic Illuminati. So anyway, speaking of health, fitness, and living differently, I eat extraordinarily low amounts of sugar. So I'm in extraordinary shape. I'm in better shape than the average person. So notice how, if you want to be ordinary, in ordinary shape, averagely unfit, have an average physique, average athletic performance, average energy levels, or you live an average life, you can't have both ways. You can't live an ordinary man's life and expect to be anything but ordinary, say. So if you eat average amounts of sugar per day, take average amounts of vitamins, meaning none at all for a lot of people, you're gonna be average, see? So I'm in extraordinary shape and I lead an extraordinary lifestyle. I don't follow the lifestyle that the deep state want me to have. That's designed to make me weak mentally and physically. So I lead an extraordinary lifestyle, and I have an extraordinary physique, extraordinary athletic performance, and so forth. So you can't have it both. You can't have it both ways. You can't live an ordinary man's life and expect to be anything but ordinary. See? So it really shouldn't be that rare for somebody in his 30s to be with a six-pack. See? This is a high testosterone physique. And if you look at my training streams, that's high testosterone performance. So a big part of it boils down to the average man now effeminized. So if you're the deep state and you want the average man to be easy to control and weak, how you work is to control the mind. It's like a big part of the agenda. It's like the good news and bad news. The bad news is you're a slave that's been brainwashed by the deep state, and you're living like a good little slave. You're doing what they want you to do. You will put on his lotion and do what is told, okay? It will get in the shower, it will put this chemical scented perfume on itself, this shampoo. It will put softener into the softener compartment of the washing machine. It will eat a high sugar diet, see? And that's what mainstream media, what advertisements has told you to do. So the good news is, it's like they gotten people to be weak by choice, okay? Where it's like they don't have it when they go to the supermarket. Never say no to Panda, made a hustler, something like this. They don't have it where it's like, I go to the supermarket and there's a guy with a gun there that goes, Mike, put the softener in your cart. Gets 10 Snickers bar and Coca-Cola, put in your cart and check home with it. And then it's like they come knock on the gamma with like rifle squad, be like, drink the Coca-Cola, we want you to put the softener on your clothes. See, take a shot, put the shampoo on yourself. Don't take vitamin C, okay? Don't take your vitamins. No, it's like how they do this is just have the bad option available and then promote it. And then they don't talk about the right choice. They don't promote that. See? So the goodness is, it's like you're weaker than it could be by choice, because you've been choosing to buy scented hygiene home cleaning products. You've been choosing to eat a high sugar diet. You've been not choosing you've been choosing to not buy vitamin C and other supplements. So anyway, back on the topic here. Before I went live, I already decided I'm gonna show myself making my vitamin C water concentrate. So I got this delivery from Amazon. This is half a kilo, 500 grams of vitamin C powder, ascorbic acid. And I'm gonna make vitamin C water concentrate in this live stream. And it's not just gonna be vitamin C, there's gonna be other vitamins in there too. So we get everything, put it here. This is vitamin C. Here's a glass. So I'm gonna show my vitamin C water concentrate making. So concentrate means I don't make half a liter and then drink it as is and finish in an hour. I make vitamin C water concentrate and I'll have a sip, pour some more water, have another sip a little bit later, pour more water. And sometimes vitamin C water concentrate glass like this can be for 2 days, stored in the fridge. This is a B complex. This is vitamin C powder, pure ascorbic acid. That's about what? 15 grams. That's about 20 grams of vitamin C. So about 23 maybe. This is creatine. That's about 7 grams of creatine. This is Dr. Oetker food grade sodium bicarbonate. About a teaspoon. This is filtered water. If you're not filtering your water yet, what are you doing? Behold effervescence. The food grade sodium bicarbonate down-regulates the acidity, so it's pH reduced. The reason I add some sodium bicarb sometimes to the vitamin C water is because it reduces the acidity. So if I put 30 grams of vitamin C or 20 grams of vitamin C in half liter water, it'd be super sour. It'd be about as sour as raw lemon juice or even more sour. So adding a 30-50% as much food grade sodium bicarb reduces the acidity. So even a quarter, like a fourth, as much food grade sodium bicarb as ascorbic acid can significantly reduce the acidity, downregulate the pH. The HSP's gonna get blocked. 2 people actually. Somebody wrote all up right now. Okay, and fittingly enough, I can respond to your comment by reading the previous commenter's handle. So before I got that comment, Miss Judwish wrote, "Do you fight Pacquiao? He's back on track." Next comment was all up right now. So I'm gonna respond to that comment by reading the name of the previous chatter. Miss Judwish, okay. Okay, you're gonna get blocked. This woman, Miss Wish, incurred my wrath in a recent stream. She was coming in here, and she said, "Oh, you're gonna fight Pacquiao or Miguel Gonzalez?" And Miguel Gonzalez is like a guy with a disability. He's like a scrawny guy. He's like a guy who is like, okay, he's like throwing some guy with a disability. It should be like, are you gonna fight Conor McGregor or the name of some guy I know from a community who's got like Down syndrome or something like this? Do you understand? It's like, and that really pissed me off. Now we'll see if she'll end up acting when you get some doctor here. Okay. Do you fight Pacquiao? That's a strange question. Obviously not, since you're asking in the present tense. You didn't write, oh, you want to fight Pacquiao. Or did you fight Pacquiao, past tense. You're asking, do you fight Pacquiao? Okay. And it's a question of a question mark. So she might be in here doing narcissistic dog abuse tactics. Okay. So, the price of greatness, being a great man, extraordinary and superior to most people, is you will provoke feelings of insecurities in other people. An ideal judges you. So somebody has an ideal physique, and the average man is insecure about his body and is not happy with the physique and is effeminate. He's got low T and a dad bod in his 30s. Then you rip with a six-pack. An ideal judges, you see. It's like it reminds them that it's beauty and masculine in this world and they don't have it. So I have a lot of organic haters, and then I also have people that are cyber stalkers, paid to hate. There's a lot of hate that I get online of people that are paid to hate, okay? I mean, they're recruited by the gang stalker program to target in different ways. So a lot of the trolling I get on my channel from paid to hate gang stalker trolls, meaning cyber stalkers. They have a job to come harass me on my channel, things like this. And then you have the, now and then you have like a organic hater who's that you promote insecurities by having talents. Like you exhibit talent and like greatness. Like you have, it's like you show yourself in this world being good looking and intelligent and multi-talented and things like this. And it makes certain people feel insecure. They had their insecurities provoked, and they want to come and attacking you. So now I have a mix of paid haters and trolls and unpaid hater and trolls. Yeah, so check me out on Rumble, Critical Mass Mike on Rumble. Or you can search Mike SAHA89. I have like 6 Rumble channels, and my user account is called Critical Mass Mike. Now I didn't figure out 100% yet how it works, but it's like I have 6 Rumble channels, and the user account is Critical Mass Mike. Now when I go live, it goes live to my other channel. So anyway, Critical Mass Mike is what I call on Rumble. So you should be aware of my Rumble account if you want to see my Hollywood movie decals. That's another thing that I've been doing. It's like the North how I'm awake in the matrix system. We got one that can see that's part of what makes me dangerous to the deep state and the sellout church, like to the Bible church and these other sellouts. that I've been showing you the truth, the hidden in plain view truth. One of the things I've been doing is decode and hold movies, because the satanic deep state Illuminati controls from behind the scenes. They have an MO where if they're planning to do something major or major destruction, here's my view. If the Illuminati, my analysis, if the deep state Illuminati are planning to do something major destructive impact, aka major destructive consequence, or they are doing something presently, currently, they will hide in plain view. They will work in little coded references into pop culture like Hollywood movies or music or music videos. So before they did the pandemic, I've made videos showing foreshadowing a pandemic where the deep state Illuminati were warning about the coming pandemic in pop culture, Hollywood movies and music video. Same with 9/11. I've done movies decoding Hollywood. I've done streams from decoding Hollywood movies, showing the hidden truth, where before the 9/11 attacks they were hinting at the coming 9/11 attacks in Hollywood movies. Die Hard, Always, so on and so forth. Same with the pandemic. Before the pandemic, they were hinting at it. This type of stuff I don't see any other free gracer. This is what makes me dangerous to them. Like the guy in the Daily Mail, grab one that can see. This is what makes it dangerous to them. So, yeah, good luck to the satanic deep state. It's like they're worried about, they know that I have greatness, and it's like undeniable greatness. It's like they're worried about people seeing the value that I provide and bring to the table. It's like they're worried about that. That's what I had to work to sabotage what I'm doing and play all these dirty games. But good luck with that. Put this in the fridge. The average Christian, the average Christian listens to, I think, going to the Bible church, Eddie Woods, branded hometowns. These sellout shield pastors that be captured by the deep state because they're feminine and not masculine leaders. So they're weak, effeminized pastors that have been overcome and conquered by the deep state because they're afraid to say no. The blind leads to the blind, the weak. Because you've been listening to these people, because what they have been telling you, you're more likely to die of cancer. You and your loved ones are more likely to die of a heart attack, stroke, or cancer within 20 years. Because you've been listening to blind leaders that haven't been teaching the truth. But I've been teaching you. Warning you about certain things. Don't do this. And tell you to do other things. People love to go with the flow, not a contract. want to try to that's a you're the one who's more likely to die within 10 years because they haven't been listening to me, taking my advice. There's a lot of people that are dying of preventable diseases